welcome back to my channel, The Goddess Style. I'm Marini Rosa Crow. Ooh, so, I've just come out from a 3-day bender. You know when people talk about they've been like on a 3-day drugs bender or drinking bender? Maybe I felt what they've probably been going through. Been in a 3-day migraine bender. Yep. It has been very difficult 3 days. I was supposed to be filming 2 days ago and editing it and putting it up on Tuesday, and I just had to cut myself some slack. I just couldn't do anything. I couldn't look at the screen. I couldn't do anything that I had planned in my head. So here I am today, put on some makeup, try to open up my eyes, try to look fresh, try to look great, just for you ladies. So welcome back to my channel. For all of you who are not familiar, who are familiar with me or who are new, I love to share stories and tips and hacks, and I do vlogs on Sundays once in a while, or I try to do as often as possible. I share tips for you about being a lovely, happy, healthy goddess. Well, the goddess inside of you waiting to come out if you have not found her yet. Anyway, so if you're new, do subscribe to my channel. I would love to see my subscriber count go up. So click that subscribe button and press the bell so you get notified every time I push out a new video. And I hope to do it every week so that I can share with you all the information I've gleaned over the years and the things I've learned from others that I can share with you. So anyway, migraine. I know apparently there are 1 out of every 7 people suffer from migraine, and it's I think the 3rd most common illness or disease in the world. That is not that doesn't cause you death, but it is very debilitating for all my fellow migraine sufferers. I know you know what I'm talking about. So we know all about the typical triggers for migraine. So it could be food, it could be drinks, it could be drugs or lack of sleep, or very typical stuff. So I have cut out. So things that trigger migraine could be like caffeine. And so those of you who watched my video 2 videos ago, I have cut out caffeine. See, I can't even talk. I am just so exhausted. I don't feel like I am me today. I'm just super exhausted. My brain is a bit mushy today. Anyway, so I have cut out caffeine. So I don't drink any coffee. I don't really drink any Coca-Cola or anything like that. So I'm very in tune with my body. So I know what food triggers me, what food makes me feel ill. But I only developed migraine when I turned 40. Yes, around the time I turned 40, when I was living in England. And I thought, what is going on? I've never had migraines before. I just normally have, just tension headaches from being dehydrated or lack of sleep or something. But the moment I turned 40, every menstrual cycle, it is preceded by a migraine attack. My daughter started developing it also in her teens, my eldest. So we know it is hereditary because my mom actually admitted to me that she had migraine when she was a lot younger, and then it went away when she got older. But for me, it was the reverse. I've never had migraine, and then the moment I turned 40, boom, I started getting attacked by migraine. So my migraine is triggered by my menstrual cycle, which we know it is one of the more common known symptoms of or triggers for migraine, which is your hormonal imbalance or hormonal changes. So for women, that is every month. So then I knew, right, my period is coming, I gotta get prepared, I'm gonna get migraine. And there's not much I can do besides take painkillers like Nurofen, special for migraine. And then it got more and more often. So when it was winter and it was severely cold, I would get migraine attacks too. And I just put it back to I was just really cold, because even before I've had migraine attacks, when it was really cold and I don't have a hat on, I get headaches from the cold, you feel the wind squeezing your head. Now, over the years, I just kept thinking it's purely triggered by my by my period. And then when I moved to Spain, I started getting it random times of the month. So I didn't know what was going on. I just thought something is right. Am I going through menopause? And then I was writing on Facebook and just talking about, migraine. Of course, everybody was like, oh, we feel you, we've got migraine too, blah, blah, blah. Somebody from South Africa messaged me, one of my followers, one of my friends, and she said to me, keep an eye on atmospheric, pressure change. I was like, what's it got to do with it? She said, I get that too. I noticed. She said, start noticing when you have your migraine attacks, note those dates down and check the temperature, check the weather for those days. I did what she said, and it turns out I'm a human barometer. I am triggered by pressure change, by when the atmosphere, when the pressure drops, I get severe migraine attack. So this last 3 days, on Monday I've had my period, so of course I started having migraine attack like sort of late Sunday night, Monday morning. And I was fine, and then the migraine went away. I was like, great, I went to my kids' school, had meetings and whatever. First day of school, came home. I thought I have a short nap on the sofa. Just sort of my nap is sort of like to sit on the sofa and kind of zone out, watching TV, sort of just with half an eye and sort of zoning away and just enjoying my sofa time. I woke up suddenly to the worst headache, and I knew I was having a migraine attack because I can feel the nausea, the feeling that I want to vomit, just like, really horrible. And I realized it was a huge storm here in Phuket. So it is now the monsoon season, and the last couple of weeks here, as the monsoon, gets worse and worse, as it's nearing the end, I've been having migraine attacks. And it has been, I don't know whether you can see, it's really strong winds. It's been raining heavily. There's been a bit of a storm for the last 2 days, and my migraine attack has not dissipated. So I've had to take I try very much not to take any painkillers because I'm strong like that, but I take Nurofen again, and literally I just sleep it off. I'm so thankful my husband is very, very understanding of my migraine attacks. And I try not to eat. I just drank a lot, and I just took very, very light meals just to keep myself hydrated and sated, so I'm not too hungry, because being hungry can also trigger attack for a lot of people. So yeah, I just wanted to share that, because when you read a lot on what triggers a migraine attack, not many websites or not many web pages or videos talk about the weather change, the atmosphere change. They do say that, if the weather is too extremely cold, extremely hot, it can trigger you, because you do feel the sensation in your body. My daughter gets migraine attack when we were in Singapore for a couple of months, because she could not take to the extreme high humidity and the extreme heat. But for me, that humidity and heat is triggered, the migraine attack is triggered, because I do get a bit dehydrated and warm, and I have to take a lot of water. But then it's not as common as having it just abruptly when the atmosphere change. So there you go. So keep an eye for those of you who suffer from migraines and you cannot figure out what's been triggering it. You looked at your food, you look at your drinks, you're not drinking alcohol, you're not drinking coffee, you're not drinking soya, because soya products apparently can trigger migraine attacks too. Keep an eye on the weather channel, on your weather app. Figure out when there is a storm coming or a weather change, because I've been doing a bit more research, and has been shown that some people like me are human barometers. We start to figure out when it's going to rain and have heavy storm, and then the migraine attack comes. There's nothing we can do when it is triggered. See, I can talk. When it's triggered by the weather, unlike food and drinks, the only thing we can do is to keep an eye. And one migraine website said, if you can feel that the pressure is changing, quickly take your migraine tablets even before it comes, so that way you are sort of lowering your pain, your threshold gets higher whenever. Anyway, so there you go. Thank you so much for watching my rambling today. I just wanted to find all my sisters who suffer from migraine, all the brothers out there. Let me know if you start to notice the same symptoms of me, like like the weather change. I want to hear it from you. And to those of you who are suffering from migraine, you have my biggest hugs and my biggest cheer. It's nothing we can do to change this brain thing that's happening in our head, but you have my love. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I hope the weather gets better. I can see the sun shining, so I hope that means the end of this migraine inducing week for me. Bye.